G'day, Burke here. Just deciding to start my Let's Play on how to do the game for beginners. So just doing random gen here. Everything's on default. Day cycle's on 60 minutes. The only thing I've changed is backpack only for drop on death. Blood moon count standard. So everything's set on default. This is so that if you're playing the game yourself and you want to see what the hordes are going to be like and you want to know just basically an easy method of playing the game that's been tried and tested. I've done this start quite a few times, so I'm relatively confident that even though I've never done this map before, it shouldn't be too difficult, depending on what the map turns out to be like. So when you start off, you basically just want to do the quest that comes up at the start, and you have like a safe zone, I think, till about 12 o'clock, I think, before zombies start spawning in. So you want to try and get the beginner quests done before then, so that you're set up, so you have all your bow and arrow and your weapons and stuff. And I usually make my way to the trader because that gives you a skill point, which are basically what you're gunning for at the start of the game. Though unfortunately this world generation seems to be taking a while. But basically the only thing you really need to worry about with this setup is what your world gen's like. You can get some pretty terrible world generations, so hopefully this one's okay. The last world that I did the two previous videos on, showing off the beginner bases already built, I still haven't found, like I've got the mini bike, I've travelled over half the map and I have yet to find a burnt biome or the industrial biome. Not that, it's not that big a deal, but it's pretty weird, and it's mostly covered in water too, which is irritating when you're on the mini bike. You need to be careful where you're going with it. So hopefully the aim here is just to show you a quick, easy setup that should get you through your first few weeks of playing the game. Look at that, it looks like I started out in a burnt biome. So right now we just want to go through all the quest functions. Starting off in the burnt biome is actually pretty good, because the other biomes can be hard to find stones and things like that, whereas here it's nice and easy. The only thing I don't really like about the burnt biome is visibility is poor, so even if you're right on top of a city, they're extremely difficult to find. And get that going, we'll harvest some more stuff. Feathers is another thing they definitely want a lot of early on, although I don't really try to use the bow that often if I can help it. So just want to chuck the beard roll down and then pick it back up again, and just wait for it to give you the next quest. Just going through the basic quests here so that we can get out of here. I still need some plant fibers here. Just want to gather up some wood. You want to try and get up quite a few resources before you leave the area. So like I said, while you don't have to worry about zombies, it's pretty good. There we go. Plant fibers are quite important in the beginning of the game, but once you get a bit further in, you can basically throw them away. They're useless. And these burnt trees are also good for harvesting coal, but I find that that's pretty worthless early on in the game. Might as well just throw the coal away. But the wood, however, very handy. And just go in here to get your clothing, and we want to do pants, shirt, hood, shoes, and gloves at the top there. Cool. And just carry on gathering resources while we wait. Stones are used in the beginning for crafting arrows as well, so you definitely want to keep an eye on them. Don't want to waste too much time gathering stones though, because that's what you're going to be doing at the night time. You want to be digging down through the dirt and staying out of the way of the zombies. Alright, so now we need to wear them. Just hit the W key to put on the clothes. And if we click on weapons, should be able to find the wooden club. One of the things you want to hit those rocks for is for the iron as well, and then you can make up your reinforced iron club, which is a pretty big step up. And now we want to do bow and arrow craft, and it'll use up all our stone. So while that's been done, get some more stone. Just carry on gathering up just a little bit more, and then we'll need some more wood. I'll cancel that. I don't usually worry about making it, like you can make a new axe each time if you want, but there's not really much point. It uses up more resources, so the only time you really need to worry about making a new axe is when you level up and you put more skill points into your toolsmithing. And apart from that, this is probably just a fairly standard way to start the game, I'd say. I want to make a few frames once this is down. And go to building and wood frame. Probably favourite that because we're always going to be using them. Just make 10 to start off with. They're very handy for getting yourselves out of tricky situations. And chuck 3 down anyway, it doesn't really matter. Then to upgrade them, just go on your stone axe and right click. And that should be the start done, hopefully. Nope, got to craft a campfire. Just gather up some more wood. Wood's a pretty valuable resource at this point in the game. Using a lot for your basic construction. Won't let me pick that up. Now, hopefully that's it. Cool, I think you only get 1 skill point. I don't even know if you can do anything with it at this stage, but we'll just wait for our trader to come up. Where is he? That direction, alright. Better load up the bow first. Generally try not to use the bow that much, especially in the outside at least. One of the things you want to keep an eye out for when you are travelling as well is if you see a camping site. Very handy for finding cooking pots in, and the cooking pot can come in, or can be very useful at the start of the game. You can't start making food or water until you have one, so yeah, either that or a grill. I'll just check and see how far away this is. Hopefully it's not too far. Quite a large burnt biome. I'm actually quite pleased I found a burnt biome this time round. My last one I didn't, and it can be quite annoying when you want to get a garden going. Making fertiliser takes forever when you're using the chem station or the cement mixer, and you can actually find them on the burnt biome quite easily. Well, it's actually quite difficult to see when you're looking for them like this, but if you go on the map you'll see lots of little black specks, and just do a quick waypoint there. So our first zombie. You definitely want to kill as many zombies as you can early on. Okay, so what we're after here is a bone shiv, and that'll be our first knife that'll allow us to harvest meat. I swear I just heard a zombie. Unfortunately you can't really do much until they hit that stage. Now we might be able to get what we're after. Well, we got fat, but no bone. Oh well. Still, the experience is useful. I'm going to have to come down this way. Just going to walk a bit until I get the stamina up a bit. You don't want to come across any zombies with low stamina. It will not end well for you, especially at the start of the game. When you're low stamina you don't deal any damage obviously, so get this guy. Going for headshots is really important. Take that. Just after that bone so that I can make a shiv. It's like I said, if you get, and it's just, oh no, there it is, good. Now fat again, not what I'm after. Also worthwhile to always loot these when you see them. You can find schematics in them as well. It's a pretty big burnt biome we've got here. Hopefully we can find our way out of it. These guys are good to kill. Early on they're relatively easy. They only take a couple of hits. I usually go with clubs early on as well, because arrows can be really tricky to make headshots with them, which is why I sort of try to save them for when I first go looting houses and things. And this is a complete waste of time as well, hitting these bodies. I usually only bother doing it until I get that bone, but I've been really unlucky with that so far. Yeah, I might actually be quicker to club this guy down with rather than using the axe. There we go. Ah, finally. That's what I was after. Recipes. Bone shiv. And now we're sorted. Throw that away. The rotted flesh it's pretty pointless keeping that. You can use it, but it's basically used for only real use as fertilizer. And right now, all I care about killing the zombies for is experience. They help you level up fast, and the faster you level up, the better gear you can get. These nodes here are really helpful as well. You get quite a lot of stuff from them rather than having to do mines underground. Just get this guy. Every little bit of protection helps. 7%, 4%. Yeah, might as well just scrap it. And this is getting a little bit worrying here actually, because I'm having trouble finding. I'd like to find the plains biome when I first start the playthrough. Although if we can't, we might come back here later on to loot all these buildings, because we'll want a wrench fairly early on. Yeah, the only real fortunate thing about starting here is definitely these zombies are a lot easier to deal with than the regular zombies. Even by the standard zombies, I think these are pretty simple. You see the difference when you're not getting headshots, how hard it is to take them out. I hope you don't have to travel too much further to find a city or something. This isn't looking too good so far. So yeah, this first episode might be a little bit longer, just because I did the start there, but I'm thinking I might just cut out at the night time, and because I'll just be basically mining, and I'll just show at the start of each day what I did. Now these things can be useful to loot though. you can get your cooking pots out of them as well, so that's another one bonus about starting here. Now this is really not the start that I was hoping for though. Toilets are good to get your water out at the start of the game as well. Okay, first thing I always do with these things is save them. And then you can just do a quick waypoint to them when you're going to them. He doesn't have any books. It's crossbow bolt schematic. That's definitely something that's handy to have, but not something that I'm going to be able to afford at this stage. Unfortunately, crossbow bolts, the crossbow schematic's about the only thing that I'm interested in at the moment that he's got. So I'm probably going to keep heading in this direction. I think this is a really bad start. Normally at this stage of the game, I'm kind of hoping that I've found a biome next that's close to a city that I can start in, at least. Looks like we're finally coming out of the biome here. This is the biome that we're looking for right here. Might as well sort out this guy. Oh, look at that. City right there. Perfect. This is exactly what we're after. Jesus, burnt biome all around. Looks like we might have been lucky to find this little spot. Yep. Damn buzzards. These things are great for feathers though. But unfortunately they do infect you. That was a bit of bad luck. This guy's just going to annoy the hell out of me until I kill him. It's bad luck too because now I'm infected. Where is he? There's two of them. This is real bad luck on your first day. Don't want to get infected at the start of the day. And unfortunately they just keep hanging around until they blimmin', and they're real hard to get as well. Damn bird. Oh, where's that shiv? Now he's infected me as well. It's a pain in the butt. They are fantastic for feathers though. But unfortunately now my stamina's going to take a hit. Just make a shovel here. Just want to see if we have a patch of iron here. So where was our city? Over there. So if you're looking for iron, yep, iron here, might mark that on the map. Always handy to know where the iron's at, even though later on you don't even need it because you harvest so much of it with the auger. So what we're looking for our base is something like that, because that should be where the clay's at. Ideally what we're looking for now is a nurse, because they often have honey on them or first aid kits or something that you can use to heal yourself with. That was real bad luck getting infected this early on. So we don't really want to set up this close to the city either. But I do see a high rise over there. Where is he? Over there. So if that's a cracker book, that is one hell of an awesome find this early on in the game. But I do want to find... Nope, no clay there. Basically I just want to find clay so that I can set up my base. Because, yeah, makes more sense to dig through clay because you're going to be using it. Hang on, are there two? Oh, right in between two cities. Awesome. I'll take that. I usually just grab snowberries as well at the start of the game because they can come in pretty handy for food. Now here is usually where the clay's at. Yes, perfect. Right in between two cities. Hopefully, I'm going to set up my first base here. Hopefully the lag isn't too bad here. We do have trouble with lag sometimes. So what we want to do here, yep, I'm already dropping stuff. What don't we need? Don't need nails at this stage. Don't need you. Yep. And that should do for now. Actually, we probably want to grab some more trees and stuff. Just a little bit more wood while we can. I'll keep going till it gets dark and then I'll end the recording there. And when we start back up in the morning, I'll come back and just show you what I've done during the night, which probably won't be much. Usually during the night I basically just dig straight down, but while we seem to get off to a really terrible start in terms of where I'm at with my health and being infected, we're in an amazing spot in terms of loot. So while I'm not a huge fan of looting early game, you want to get as much as you can. I'll see if I can get this deer. I'll just see if I can. You do double damage when you're. That's it. You do double damage when you crouch down. So if you try to do what I just did when you're standing up, you probably wind up emptying stacks and stacks of arrows into them. I've done it before. It's really irritating. Yep, but that's fantastic. That gives us our first stash of meat, and these can be turned into leather, which we will be using to make our first forge with. So I'll just head back over there. I probably didn't need to label where that iron is, because my guess is that's probably all iron right there, so I'll probably find it in 5 minutes flat anyway. So what we want to do now, we want some more wood frames. Coming out this way hopefully. Yeah, maybe not. Just need to try and find a spot that doesn't require me. God, this placement can be really irritating sometimes. So I'm not actually going to upgrade these. 5. The whole point of this is purely so that I can get a chest down. Which we will make now. And then we can offload all the stuff that isn't immediately necessary into it. Actually, we'll keep that on us, because as we mine through the night we might be able to get enough stuff to keep ourselves going. And what else? The bedroll's another thing we want to place down. Campfire we want as well, but there's not really much point in doing that at this stage. See how many feathers? It's really easy to gather feathers in the burnt biome. You can see them from a mile away. So left click turns it around, and then right click to place it. Go gather up these ones here. Okay. So we're nearly done for the day. So normally, like I see some people when they play the game, they run through and they start looting buildings straight away. I do that on my second day. I'll go through and start looting, but I'll just loot normal houses probably, because I'm looking for stuff to put in my campfire, cooking pots, and I'll do this so that I can get some more iron. You're just basically looking for campfires, ovens for cooking pots, and also in sinks to find wrenches and glass jars from toilets and stuff like that. And that's really handy to have that sort of stuff early on, until you get, because you probably want 3 forges before you turn one of them into smelting glass. Yeah, we're doing 24. I think you need like 100 iron or something. I'll just wait till this one goes down, and then I might go and see if I can find a zombie or two to kill before I start digging for the night, and then I'll probably sign off. Hopefully this infection doesn't play too much havoc on me. Yeah, got my bedroll there, so it should be all good. Ah, nurse, this could be a gift. If she has honey, I'll be so stoked. Yeah, not quite, but we'll use the blood bag anyway. So what else are we after? Yeah, early on you definitely want to get these snowberries. You can't eat very many of them. They'll poison you. I think if you have 6 in a row maybe, but yeah, don't quote me on that. I usually only go for about 3 or 4 at a time, and then that's it. Now these guys are a little bit harder to kill. Always, you need to aim the reticle a little bit over their head. Otherwise you don't get that headshot bonus. You can take sham sandwiches and stuff too to use in recipes and things. What was I looking for? I was hoping there'd be some tree stumps around. Tree stumps are notoriously good for some reason. I find honey in them, and night vision goggles, which are extremely useful. However, around here I don't seem to be able to see any. Yeah, there's another high rise over there. So probably won't be going into the Cracker Book store before day 5 or 6 maybe, depending on what I've got going on in terms of resources in the world, because yeah, my first priority is to get everything set up quickly and easily for the horde night, and basically to look after my short-term survival, which is getting as much food and stuff as I can, and goldenrod flowers so I can make goldenrod tea. It looks like there's a lot of good spots around here. So my main horde base will probably be built away the next clay spot I can find from there. Some honey would be nice. So about 1900 hours I'll have to give up my search for honey. vultures normally aren't a problem, especially, yeah, I won't go in there just yet, especially sort of mid-game. Vultures are pretty harmless. It's only like right now, if they hit you on the first day and you haven't got any honey or any antibiotics, then you're basically hosed. Is that a stump over there? I don't think that is. Nope. Damn. I can hear a zombie. There we go. Maybe she'll have something useful for us. And that's what happens if you get hit too many times, you lose wellness. And she had nothing useful on it at all. Awesome. So before I sign off, I'll just quickly deal with this last nurse, because you never know. Nothing useful at all. Well, first day could be seen as a complete waste, but I'd say it was, I'm loving where I'm at right now. In terms of in between these two cities, man, there should be all the stuff that we need to get the mini bike going, and all the other stuff that we want. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, just feels a bit smaller than normal, that's all. So this is all you want to do, just pick the middle. I think that's in the middle. Yeah, we came in 2 here, so 1, 2, that's 3, that's the middle there. Sticking in the wrong spot. And basically you just want to dig straight down. You'll be using the clay to make your cobblestone rocks with, so that's the main reason for having this here. And you just dig straight down through the night. When you hit the, sort of when you get to the bottom, what I do is I crouch down, so you're undetected. So if you're ever unsure if the zombie, because you'll hear zombies walking around at night time, and it can be a bit disconcerting, especially when you're new to the game and you're not sure what's going on, then once you hit rock, you just sort of switch over to the stone axe. And I don't worry, like, your stamina will run down, but at this early stage of the game it doesn't make any difference to how quickly you get through with each dig, so it's absolutely pointless worrying about your stamina and stuff. So I've just hit stone. I'll stand up now, and that just gives me a little bit of protection. And you also want to make sure you have enough wood to get through the night, so I don't think I'm going to get any deeper than 40 frames. The reason you want to do that first is one of my other playthroughs I did, I started digging, I didn't worry about my wood, and I made up a bunch of arrows, and that cost me because I ran out of wood, and I had to basically use up iron and stuff to make iron scrap frames so that I could get out the damn hole, which was really irritating. So might as well make some more arrows. I'll make up maybe, how many feathers? I only got 11 feathers anyway. Might as well just make them up. I left all my other feathers up there. So yeah, this is Burke signing out. I'll see you guys in the morning.